What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning on the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Hagrit. His opponent today in the red color, playing the wretched god, Gaia, full of death and hate and lust. His name is Shadowfaxx. I'm just kidding. Everybody, be calm. Be calm. Gaia is not the best god in the game, even though Gaia is the best god in the game. All right, onwards and upwards. We'll see what this game is going to be, what's going to be had in this game. So, let's talk just a little bit about the Oranos versus Gaia matchup, and then conversely, the Gaia versus Oranos matchup. So, Oranos has got a few advantages in this matchup that he needs to abuse. If he doesn't abuse these, he's going to be a little bit sad. So advantage number one, obviously Shockwave is going to be an advantage that he needs to get value out of, whether that's going to be to pick off a citizen, pick off a handful of units. Either way, you need to get good value from your Shockwaves. Advantage number two, he gets access to 9 heroes, which his opponent doesn't get in the in way of Valor, which means the early game a little bit stronger. Do not waste your Valor on oracles in this matchup, please. It's not good. On Mamillo or on destroyers only, please. That is the only thing I want to see Valor being used on in this matchup. Do not use it on Terma. Do not use it on Arcus. Oh, maybe on Contarius is okay, but nevertheless, Mamillo or destroyers or fanatics, if you get that far. Advantage number 3, access to Helios. I cannot stress this enough. Do not go Hecate against Gaia. Gaia has got Gaia Lush. Means you can't cast Tartarian Gate in a good spot. And your opponent has also got access to Stymphalian Birds, a hard counter to Tartarian Gate. So, what do? You go for Helios, you kill your opponent's Tartarian Gate, and then you have 2 charges of Vortex left to get value out of. Those are the answers. Onwards and upwards. What is Gaia's options in this matchup? So, option number 1, or thing number 1, advantage number 1 is the Gaia Forest. Just like Shockwave gives Oranos value, so too does Gaia get value out of his Gaia, or her Gaia Forests, I should say. If this is the case, you need to make sure you are chopping down your Gaia Forest. Don't be chopping down the not Gaia Forest. These trees here give, 7% faster gather rate from this tree than regular trees. So 7%, that's no small amount. Gives a lot more wood and all that other good stuff. Second advantage, obviously going to be Economic Guild. You do not need to go and hunt in this matchup. Just get yourself flood control and build farms. Play defensively. You're not looking to win this game in the early stages. No sirree, Bob. That's the second advantage. Third advantage, you have access to Spider Lair. It means you can defend a location. So definitely use that when you can. And then following on all of that, you have access to Stymphalian Birds. You have access to Hesperids trees. So you want to be going through Thea here. And then you also have access to the Tartarian Gate. Now, depending on what stage of the game you're at is going to dictate whether or not you should go for Hecate or not. So if you've got enough of an advantage in this game, if you've had enough value, then yes, go Hecate, cast Tartarian Gate, say happy days. Your opponent's not going to kill it off easily. If your opponent if it looks like your opponent is going to be hitting the Mythic Age within a minute of you hitting the Mythic Age, probably go for Atlas and try and get some value with Implode. And that all depends on really how smart your Oranos opponent is. So a lot of Oranos will just simply go Tartarian Gate and then go, hang on, I can't click my Tartarian Gate anyways, and be very sad. So we'll see how it's all going to go. We will be seeing channels coming through here, Leto coming through, Prometheus coming through for Hagrit. Shadowfaxx was the former of the two. And the game will continue. So it's a fairly low hunt map as well. It seems as both players are sitting inside of their base here, grabbing the chicken, doing all that good stuff. We will be seeing the military barracks getting grabbed, counter barracks getting grabbed. Prometheans going to be moving forward here as well to try and pick off some enemy units somewhere along the lines here as automatons are starting to come out. So what are we going to see here from Shadowfaxx? He's not making automatons just yet. He does cast the spider lair on this location over here. A spider lair over here is going to be a big help as well in order to cut off those locations or at least get a little bit of damage done. We do have a question in the chat. Does Hollow Hunt favor Gaia? Answer being yes in this matchup. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's impossible for the Oranos to win. The favoring this matchup does technically favor Oranos, so on a low hunt map, it's just a little bit easier for the Gaia player because they can go in for farms faster due to the extra wood they get from the Gaia forest, and then also the fact that you get access to those cheaper upgrades. And also get access to those upgrades in the classical age or even in the archaic age. As the Oracle here getting sniped out. Okay, a little bit out of position. Not sure why he was hanging out there. Probably just chilled on this gold mine for the remainder of the game and had value. So I've got the yawns. Alrighty, onwards and upwards. Hagrit going to be moving forward. You do have to be a little bit careful with this army. And by a little bit, I mean very careful. Right now we've got 3 automatons, handful of units out for Shadowfaxx. Ideally, you actually don't want to fight. Like, unless you know you can win the fight. So right now, Shadowfaxx is feeling like he can win the fight, but you never want to go too far away from your base because you want the defender's advantage so that if you lose a handful of automatons in the fight, but your opponent has to retreat, then you can rebuild those and then continue to have an answer to Promethean. These automatons are actually one of the strongest units against myth units that Gaia has got access to. Unfortunately, the Oracle gets eaten there by one of those eggs. If you take a look at what a Promethean offspring does, 50% bonus damage versus myth units, it's nothing. Promethean, 200% bonus damage versus myth units, but it gets picked off very fast with only 175 HP, 10 damage, 200 HP, 11 damage. Very, very different. Is it not? Okay. Onwards and upwards, and always twirling to greatness. More walls coming down now for Shadowfaxx. These cows are getting eaten up. Hagrit just bouncing back and forth. We will be seeing Hagrit moving in now. 73 population to 66. Now, I did say that one of the most important things is to get value out of your shockwave. So Hagrit needs to kind of push in here and see what he can do. We are seeing the town center going to get grabbed here. I think this is a big mistake from Shadowfaxx if he wants to grab that. Stay one town center and go Mythic Age. Otherwise, you get no value out of your Mythic Age. The opponent will be able to do whatever they want. It will be sad. Too often do I see a 7-minute town center or an 8-minute 30, probably 9-minute completed town center and go, man, you're asking for an early Mythic Age here. As Hagrid's now up in this gold mine over here. He's over here on this gold mine here. Plenty of villagers on food right now. He's chucking farms down as his villagers are moved over onto these locations here. He's still searching for something to do with his army. You could actually stop producing army for a little bit here, but it looks like he's sending a citizen forward and also going to be grabbing his own second town center here, which, again, I hate. But we'll see if it's going to work out for him. So you see a Gaia Forest coming over here to block this location off just a little bit. Let's check out the economic upgrades for Shadowfaxx. Nothing too serious there. Hagrit, on the other hand, very similar upgrades. As the army is going to sneak through this bottom, there is the Titan's Treasure here. That's actually a decent relic to be picked up. Because Titan Age is a very valid way of winning this matchup. But opting to ignore that one as he's pushing through. He does have Shockwave. We can try and take a fight here. Especially with that town center going up so fast. As the unit's trying to push in, Shadowfaxx retreating back. Trying to buy a little bit of time here. Hagrit just not able to stop this town center from going up at this point as the automatons moving forward. There's that shockwave we were talking about. So we also see a spider lair getting dropped down in this fight. Shadowfaxx simply just going to retreat back. The town center is up. As long as he doesn't lose all of his automatons here, he should be kind of completely fine to rebuild said dead automaton, as Hagrid has to retreat back and he's going to have no advantage anymore. Hagrid does decide to turn around and continue this fight here, picking off these units as fast as possible can. Another automaton falling here. There are a couple more remaining. The Caraballister in the back here for Hagrid going to be doing a whole bunch of damage here. Hagrid does decide that he needs to retreat back. Oh, sorry, Shadowfaxx does decide that he needs to retreat back as Hagrid won that fight fairly convincingly here, as the automaton over here is going to rebuild his friend. No, why don't you want to rebuild your automaton? This is the whole reason you build automaton. Shadowfaxx going to be making his way over onto this location now, dropping a mana down in order to control the town center with Gaia Lush, and then possibly build said town center a little bit later here. Hagrid's farms will have to start coming down though, as his cow is just about to be finished up. No chickens remaining, no nothing. All the food on the map going to be getting finished up here. As Hagrid's sending more villagers over here to start chopping down the trees. And there's that repair ability coming in. As the units coming onto this position, they might be able to actually take down the town center with the help of these units, and the fact that Shadowfaxx is super out of position. Obviously, Hagrid doesn't really know about that, as the units are all hanging around on this town center, but you could definitely think about coming in here, as the units for Hagrid going to be streaming over here. We see a military barracks getting thrown up by Hagrid. Town center over here coming up as well, as Shadowfaxx just sitting waiting over here on this location. Shadowfaxx wants to get his town center up, but he's just not quite able to. We will be seeing the Caraballister getting some splash damage here done, some return fire, as Shadowfaxx has to retreat. Hagrid, nice position here, needs to push in and see what he can do. Hagrid going to be pushing in onto this position. Again, those Caraballister are super scary, so he has to figure out a way to engage here. You can kind of sit back and just try and snipe from afar with those Caraballister if you so choose. But while this is going on, every single unit that Hagrid is killing, Shadowfaxx is kind of killing back. But Hagrid will have 3 town centers fairly soon here. His town center is not quite up just yet, as this citizen has been pushed halfway across the map, and in fact might be falling here. It's actually losing that citizen. A little bit hilarious. Nice play from Shadowfaxx there to take that one down, as the town center over here is going to be going up. We see a handful of citizens making their way over here to put this town center up for themselves. As we see Shadowfaxx's army able to push in just a little bit, but there seems to be too many infantry units. The automaton going to be falling, as well as we do see the spider egg getting dropped in over here. A couple of them actually getting picked off before they drop. So that's going to be some reduced damage there. As Hagrid trying to push in onto this position, taking down those Caraballister with his Promethean here. Nice play to send those in and deal with those. But right now, Hagrid dropping down to 114 of 130 population. Shadowfaxx is at 107 of 130 population. So it's still very, very close, as the automatons mostly getting picked off. The Caraballister falling. This town center still on the way up. But we'll see. Is it going to matter or not is the big question here. As those Promethean offspring almost able to finish off everything else here. More units coming in. Hagrid with tons of resources in the bank. Definitely should be pulling villagers off of wood, putting them over onto gold here, just because of how much wood he's got. He needs to do something with it. And the lack of gold also is a big problem here. Does he have himself shaft mine? No, could be thinking about a shaft mine here in the future. So the town center just about up for Shadowfaxx here. And Hagrit retreating away. Villagers coming back home as well. And while Hagrid is 3 town centers, Shadowfaxx is also going to be 3 town centers. And this game is kind of in the balance right now. Is Shadowfaxx going to be able to advance to the heroic age here? I'm not sure if he's got his armory up yet. A lot of players forget their armory. Look to advance because they got the resources and go, ah, damn, I've done it again. Luckily, the armory doesn't take too long to build, so he doesn't get pushed back too far, but it's still an issue nonetheless. As the Terma push in and get pushed back out here. And Shadowfaxx returning back up onto this position, just going through Thea, taking things nice and slow. Hagrit's going to be advancing as well, just a little bit behind. Shadowfaxx, so both players advancing. It should be Thea and Thea. I don't think we see Hyperion very often in this matchup, as Thea is the god of choice. Watchtowers coming through for Hagrid as well. Do we see fully upgraded farms here for Shadowfaxx? No, he's forgotten himself that very crucial upgrade, flood control, as he does decide to get it now, so that's completely fine. Probably could have grabbed it a little bit earlier, but just taking things slow. Shadowfaxx doesn't really need to win the game here. He just needs to not lose. Again, Gaia has got a crazy advantage over the Oranos in the late game, and that he can be making a market in the corner and making double coin-aged llama caravans, which are very strong. You get channel and coinage, channels and coinage, and you get 40% faster trade caravans. Mason's Crenellations, Bowsaw, Copper Mail coming through for Hagrit. Shadowfaxx, on the other hand, getting himself medium infantry here. So now Shadowfaxx going to be looking for something to attack. We do see the market coming up in the corner as well straight away. Shadowfaxx can sell some of that wood if he so chooses and rush to the next age. As he's building a handful of those llama caravans. Here we see Hagrid dropping down his Hesper's tree. Do we have a market somewhere? It's not up a palace, but no market. Hecate on the way now for Shadowfaxx. So he does have a slight timing here to chuck that down and prevent his opponent from being able to easily pick it off. Which might be a really, really big deal, especially if he can use it onto the temple or something like that. As the villagers here retreating into their manor. 4 villagers currently sitting idle. So I'll see what Shadowfaxx is going to be able to get up to here. As the walls getting torn down on the front. Palace doing its thing here from behind, as well as the villager trying to come in and repair this one back up. Attacking 2 different locations at once is going to be a really, really good idea here. But Shadowfaxx retreating his Terma away. As this location has been broken down. And we'll see what Shadowfaxx can do. Picks off, almost picks off 1 citizen there, but Hagrit, no market just yet. Lots of resources in the bank to advance, but he's going to be very far behind, and he does pick Helios. So this all kind of comes down to Shadowfaxx's choices right now as to how much value he's going to get out of Hecate, out of Tartarian Gate. He needs to cast it straight away, otherwise Helios is going to be too strong. So he needs to cast Tartarian Gate down in the base, on this temple most probably, and then attack this town center. Would be the best path forward for Shadowfaxx. Okay, so Tartarian Gate on the front here isn't that bad of an idea. You can go and attack the main base as well as a different option. But Helios will definitely come through very shortly. We are seeing champion infantry immediately getting researched by Shadowfaxx, as well as his resources will be coming in very, very fast. He's going to have the llama caravan. He's going to be having the coinage coming through as well. So the Carabella's are doing their darnest to pick off all of these units as best as they possibly can. Big shockwave being used on this location here as the Lampede going to be coming in as well to try and take down these units as best as they possibly can. Lampede coming in here to try and pick off the this Stymphalian bird. Nice job doing that one there. Shadowfaxx, Hagrit should have brought his Stymphalian bird over to take down the Tartarian gate here, but he didn't do that one. The army's duking out in the middle of the base here. Hagrit's got 115 population to Shadowfaxx's 140 population, as it seems like Shadowfaxx is held fairly nicely here as this game is continuing along. Funnily enough, I'm not even sure if these Carabellas are actually counter medium destroyers because they've got so much pierce armor. And the Carabellas do 4 pierce armor times destroyers times 300. 300%. So it's not really that much when you have 70 something armor, 72% armor. But Hagrid has to pull back. He's going to be having himself the Hecagiganti and everything else. More Tartarian spawns coming out to try and take down the towns and take down the buildings and all that other good stuff there. Shadowfaxx getting himself architects and everything that he needs to defend his base. We see some Stymphalian birds coming over here to try and take down these villages off of this gold mine. Nice play being aggressive with those. But really, when you're up against Vortex, the best way to play is actually to be as aggressive as you possibly can. Because it just prevents your opponent from getting an opportunity to cast the Vortex anywhere on the map. So you see the units now going to be coming in to try and take down this Tartarian gate as a fire siphon going to be coming in here. We do see that architects did end up coming through, so that'll keep the Tartarian gate open just a little bit longer here, but will indeed be falling nonetheless, as Hagrit needs just a few more resources, or a few more units out in order to really do anything, but we still haven't seen any real attempt here from Shadowfaxx to convert an advantage here, so he's going to have to be full defensive mode if he wants to actually stop a Vortex from coming through. And these are some scary looking medium destroyers here, and fire siphons, Hecagigantes. Very, very tough to stop these. You see the units now coming up here. They have found this this gold mine though as a stray military barracks coming up for Shadowfaxx. The units chasing these ones away. Not going to be able to kill off too many of these as they're fairly quick, but there's not a whole lot over here to defend this. So losing all of those that gather time is a pretty big deal. We will be seeing the Vortex now coming in to Shadowfaxx's base, going after this location here, hitting the hometown center, stopping the trade route. It's a big problem there for Shadowfaxx. Is currently idled units all over the place, attacking every which angle. But we've got ourselves 3 fire siphons. We've got ourselves a Hecagigantes. Trying to throw down sentry towers here as watchtowers is going to be coming through. But meanwhile, we are seeing the fire siphon going after the forward town center here of Hagrit. But Shadowfaxx's fire siphon does end up falling here as the villagers are going to be jumping back into the town center to keep themselves alive here. Meanwhile, we have the other town center over on this location getting taken down, but it will seem like Shadowfaxx's hometown center falls very, very quickly to the siege might that Hagrit has put onto it here. So you do have to still pick off all of these towers and counter barracks, watchtower, everything else to clean up all that Gaia lush to build in on this location, but the units are getting taken out over here. And meanwhile, we do see that the fire siphon has been taken out. Shadowfaxx kind of slipping a little bit here. I'm not sure why that is. He's at a full population. Obviously, losing that that town center is a big deal, but he is going to be coming back in here to defend this one. And Hagrit, after killing the town center, does decide, look, probably game over here. I'm not sure if it was exactly game over, but he's decided to give up. I'm not 100% sure about that one. Considering he lost his Hecagigantes, though, has no resources left, no gold income is mostly the problem, I would say. at this point. He does have a gold mine over here that he could be trying to grab, especially put a palace up over here instead of over here. It could have been an idea, but unfortunately, no gold, no hope. Hagrit taps out. Shadowfaxx now on game point. Just one more win and he's going to be able to move forward in this series. Strong game, but Shadowfaxx has won only games thus far with his Atlantean. He's going to have to move into a different god or pick Kronos here in game number 4 if he wants to get another win. Anyways, if you guys enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.